What is up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here. We are back in the world of Osiris, picking up where we left off. I'm making a magnesium run, waiting for the giant space penis to jump out of the ground here at me here in a second. What the fuck? There it is. Oh, it has noise now. You guys able to hear that? Holy shit. They added noise. That's fucking awesome. Previously, that had no noise, and it drove me nuts. It made me very angry that didn't have any noise. I hope they've added a noise for the meteorite strikes that hit as well, because that would be pretty fucking sick. Again, that's always been one of the things that kind of bugged me about the game, is like you're running around and this giant freaking space thing just jumps out of the ground, and you're just like, oh my god, screaming in an absolute silence. You know, it's coming at you as your impending doom happens. So what we're doing now is I'm waiting on the little robot to catch up. It shouldn't take him too terribly long. I am going to go ahead and mine a little bit of magnesium while we wait on him. But I do want to talk really briefly about a topic that kind of came up in the comments. In the last video, I mentioned that I thought it was a little funny that there is a repressurization process going from outside to inside, which makes sense. I mean, obviously there would be a repressurization process, but going from inside to outside, there wasn't any repressurization process or depressurization at that point. And I thought that was a little bit weird. And somebody pointed out that this thing has an atmosphere, and therefore there would be no explosive decompression. Well, yes and no. It depends on the pressure of the atmosphere. Different atmospheres have different pressures. So, for instance, Earth's pressure, according to Google, again, is roughly 14 psi. So that's 14 pounds per square inch, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a fairly decently heavy atmosphere, so to speak. 14 pounds on every inch of your body. If it all of a sudden went away, you would definitely feel 14, because that's across all of your body. Imagine the surface area there. That's a lot of weight pressing down on us, and we get used to it. And not only that, but at different pressures, different things operate differently. At certain pressures, water boils differently, which is why at different altitudes, as the pressure reduces and such, you get different boiling temperatures or different cooking temperatures. And the same thing for different gases. At certain certain pressures, you could actually get gases turn into liquids, or liquids turn into gases, et cetera, and it's kind of interesting. So that's why in space, your blood, quote unquote, boils, and technically it's just turning into a gas form, which is all really boiling is. But when that's your blood, that's kind of a bad deal. So anyways, for instance, Mars has, and I know I'm giving you guys a freaking science lecture here, and some of you guys are like, oh my god, Pyro, shut the fuck up. Almost done. Mars pressure has an atmosphere. Mars has an atmosphere. Its pressure is 0.08 psi. So once again, here in the United States, on Earth, and then that's not just the United States. I don't know why I said United States, but here on Earth, we have a 14 pounds per square inch psi, right? On Mars, we have a pressure of 0.08. That means not even a pound per square inch. That's a massive difference. So you go from 14 pounds per square inch to no pressure at all for all intents and purposes. That's what we call explosive decompression, boys. So obviously this planet has some form of atmosphere. It's got clouds and things like that. So odds are it's probably a little bit heavier than that, but it could even be heavier. It could be lighter, et cetera, et cetera. So just because a planet has an atmosphere doesn't mean that atmosphere is good. All right, well, we just gathered, how much magnesium did I gather? Oh, shit, almost 100. I'm a little annoyed because, holy shit, that was a nice shot. I'm a little annoyed because our little duder is taking forever to get here. Now, I did power over here, but I'm starting to think I might have accidentally misclicked and not pulled him after me. I'm almost positive I told him to follow me, but is that him? I can't tell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him. Good God. So yeah, the difference in speed on this little flight mechanism has gotten pretty good. Anyways, so what are we going to do in today's episode? In today's episode, we are going to be building that barracks in our forward base, or not barracks, habitat over there. I just need to get some magnesium going, which means I need to get this little robot over here so I can get him set up. I'm going to have him mine that little node right there. It's the only one I didn't mine. Supposedly, according to the Steam forums, these do, what's the word? They will respawn. So if that's the case, that's awesome. All right, so what I'm going to do here, somebody told me if I do this, I can actually access his inventory, and that does seem to be the case. I'm going to put 40 in there for now, and then we're going to swap off this. There we go. Swap off this, and then I want you to patrol and mine. There. You good? Now, my question is, now usually when he mines... Oh, God, he's coming back out. No. Holy shit. That's the first time he's hit me twice. So that recoup, we've only been talking for like 5 minutes here, I think. So that respawn time is less than 5 minutes. That's crazy. I'm glad they have that sound now. If they didn't have that sound, I would have thought I was safe and I wouldn't have noticed it. Now, the other thing about the sandworm is I don't know if it extrapolates where you're going. So for instance, like right here, I'm moving in this speed. It knows how long it's going to take it to do its little animation and jump through. Does it aim for my position down there when it triggers? Or is it going to trigger it up here? Like if I continue my my velocity and if I don't change my velocity, is it going to be able to catch me? Kind of an interesting idea. Anyways, we're going to zip back to the base. We're going to build some stuff and then we're going to go set up our new habitat. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of excitement here in the aspect. I'm going to possibly get myself killed for your amusement. Possibly. We'll put that up. Is that going to save me enough space? Yeah, I think I'm a little... Ooh. We may not be able to do this the way I want to do it. Multi-tool. Pack up. So press G. Yes, there we go. Pick that up. Where does that put us at? 144 capacity. That's a little heavier than I would like to be. Let's put you up. Okay. I haven't figured out how to split. There we go. Split stack. Split. All right. So if we look at this really quickly, we need 30 aluminum, 10 copper. It's 50 aluminum, 15 copper. And that's it. Okay, so 50 aluminum, 15 copper. So, I guess we'll... Whoops, wrong button again. Hang on. Gotta remember how to do it real fast. Split, split. Okay, there's 10. Jesus, split. 15 copper. There we go. I can stack this up, and I can put you back in here. There we go. Should be fine. Okay, does that reduce my weight enough? Not quite. And unfortunately, the rest of the weight isn't something I can get rid of. All right, I do want you guys to see where this new base is. I think I've shown you before. Damn. There we go. But I'm not sure. So, and it sucks because there's no real way I can reduce my weight anymore. There's a couple more things I can do. Let's do this. Let's drop you off. This item cannot be removed from your person? Okay. Let's do this. Those items can't be removed from my person? All right, what about the medkit? Medkit can be removed from my person. Okay, and that saved us basically nothing. The problem with that is it's going to drastically reduce our movement. And you'll notice it's starting to get kind of late, so we got to kind of haul ass. We're probably going to make it with plenty of time to spare, but if you guys are going to remember, building the habitat is not something that's just going to snap on. The main issue with it is that I just realized now that I've left the base is we're going to need copious amounts. Oh, wow. Oh, shit. We're going to need copious amounts of steel to pressurize the habitat. So I will be able to, I mean, I have the materials to make the base habitat, but I don't have all the materials, I don't think. Maybe I do. I don't have all the materials to make all the walls. So, and it's getting nighttime. Now, the real problem here is I I mean, I can if I want to. All I have to do is just drop the dome out, save, and then log out, log in, and it'll switch us around to daytime again, which is good and bad. The problem with it is that resets my robot. So my robot, who's out like over there mining our lead for us, yeah, he just stops mining, and that's not gonna work for me. So we're gonna try and get this set up. Now I have to be kind of careful where I set this up. I think I'm gonna try right here in this crater. Yeah, I want to be fairly close by, so I'm thinking right here. So let's do structures first. Let's do the habitat. Oh god, yeah, that's not gonna let me put it here. Oh, come on, dude. That's close enough. That's nice and flat. No? Right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. My only concern with that is I may not be able to make the attachment. Okay, let's do it as far over as I can do it. Right. Shit. Right. There. Confirm. Oh, no. Oh, no. It didn't finish building. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. I'm not going to freak out yet. Not going to freak out yet. Let's do this. Let's build our little dome. Structures, inflatable dome. Rotate. Rotate, rotate, rotate. There's the entrance. Let's put it right there. There we go. Yeah, because I didn't do that, the other one is not going to build up. All right, we're going to go inside here real quick and save. Hopefully. Okay. Whew. All right, we're fine. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Excuse me. Okay. So now, to seal this in, we need structures. We need the airlock. Whoop. Perfect. There we go. Gonna actually hold F all the way down this time. Boom. Okay, and we're good. I should be able to walk in here now. Beautiful. I think it's kind of funny that this is going to go ahead and pressurize and then dump all of the stuff it just pressurized. Okay, let's get our multi-tool set up. And... not good. Not good. Now, the other nice thing, though, is I can do this. Furniture. I did build all the stuff for this. You need to be able to pressurize structure to build it. Okay, so yeah, that's straight up not going to work. Now the question is, can I get back home in time before nighttime runs? I think I can. I think I can. I think I kind of want to. The reason I want to is we're going to have to go back anyway, and this is where things are going to get a little dodgy, because I don't have to get... I got a good, I think, 5 or 6 minutes before hell breaks out. And even then, even at nighttime, the critters don't come out immediately. It seems to take them... oh, Jesus, come on, come on, come on, come on. It seems to take them about 2 minutes after the sun goes down before shit gets hairy. So as long as I'm quick, I ought to be fine. Nothing like really pushing that leverage there and going as far as you possibly can for the sake of laziness. And I'm also getting a little worried because I haven't seen my drone drop anything off yet, which is starting to concern me because I need that magnesium for more steel. I don't have to have it right this second, but I will here in a few minutes. Oh, look at that shadow, dude. It's like, no, man, not yet. Not like this. Not like this, dude. This was pitch black, you know, you'd be hearing all those noises and skittering and... oh, Jesus. Come on, we can do it. Oh, there's home. All right, we're making it. All right. We are fine. Whew. All right, I feel a little bit better now that we have our little place to enter into. Whew. Okay. I'm going to come back in here and save. I don't know if it'll let me. There is a time on the saves, and I guess it's per bed. I thought it was in general, but it does seem to be per bed. So each bed will give you a certain period of time. Now, also, does this room light up? I don't know if it does. Hang on. Yeah, this room doesn't seem to light up. Now watch this other one. This room kicks on once we walk into it. Watch. 3, 2, boom. I don't know if that's a shadow glitch. I think it's the lights in the center. Yeah, I think they turn on when I walk in. Because watch, we'll back out. No, and then back on. It's not lights in the center. It's like a light source from the walls. I thought it was those lights there, but look. Yeah. It's the walls. So I don't know if that's just a glitch in the shaders or if it's actually the way it's designed. Like it's designed to turn on. It would be really cool if they just turned on as you walked around. All right, we're going to let the sun set. I'm going to try and make it through the evening, and then we're going to get out there and shit. I need to... Oh, God, I don't remember what the walls are. Oh, God. Oh, God. And it's way the fuck over there. So, oh, no. Oh, no, I'm stuck. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Close. Okay. Shrink. Shrink. Oh, God. I'm stuck. I can't move. Oh, okay. We're crouching, so we can still crouch. I don't know if I'm in... I knew I was going to get stuck on this one day. All right. Hang on. No! Oh, God. Am I inside? We're about to have some real trouble. I guess I'm going to have to log out and log in to fix this. Fuck. Which sucks because our robot... Okay. Yeah, I have no choice. I have no choice. Wait till get stuck in your window, my friend. Yeah, and I wouldn't have done that. I would have happily waited another night. But like I said, I don't want to get eaten. I haven't died yet. And to me, that's not a legitimate death. You know what I'm saying? So I'm perfectly happy dying legit if that's what's going to happen. See, we're on day 3. We've actually been here for like 6 days or longer. Okay, we're back inside. All right, that's good. Well, really sorry about that, guys. I couldn't get in and out. Anyways, I know I need, I think it was copper, iron, and aluminum, I think is what I need for the thing. So we're going to leave the glass here because I'm pretty sure I don't, well, actually, no, I need some of the glass. Shit. All right, so we need that. Where's the aluminum? I've got some there. I was hoping for a bigger chunk. Copper. Wow, I am actually running kind of low on aluminum. Kind of. I really wish there was like inventory tweaks for this game. So like in Minecraft, you push a button and it stacks everything up and sorts it. It'd be really, really nice. Really, really nice. Anyways, I'm going to run back out to the forward base, which again is right there. And we'll get everything set up, and then we're gonna start spitting out some plastic production. And we need tons of plastic because we're wanting to move. Hang on. We're wanting to move to this. Once we get the biodome, we can get that set up. We get the hallway going, and I need to figure out how to do the laboratory. And I'm assuming, or the laboratory, I guess it depends. Yeah, that's going to let us get some of these other options going once I get a large amount of plastic. And I think we're going to pimp out our little area in the barracks a little bit. Not that I need to, I just fucking want to, you know what I mean? So, also, since I'm running back out here real quick, some of you guys have mentioned you would like to see a revival of Subnautica. And I guess we're going to find out how many of you guys actually watch my video up to 20 minutes long, give or take, because I think that's about what mark we're at. If you would like to see Subnautica, come back to the channel for a full Let's Play. Well, and that's the problem with Subnautica is there's no win condition, so it's kind of hard to do a quote-unquote full Let's Play. But if you'd like to see me play around with that some more now that they've come up with a few more patches, let me know in the comment section below. Always, give it a like and whatnot, and we'll see. We'll see. And also, feel free to tweet me. The more interaction from you guys and whatnot, the better I know. If I get 2 people like, yeah, play Subnautica again, yay. That's one thing. If I get 50 people who are like, yes, please, yes, we loved it, yes, then that'll be a little bit different. That'll be a little different. Anyways, I'm going to build this habitat. We'll pick up there. And this is why this little forward base is going to be so nice. I had to do a couple trips to make sure I had everything, but I ran back and forth a few dozen times, managed to get all the barrels that I had currently that weren't full of chlorine. I did have a few that were still full of chlorine, but for the most part, I had quite a few that weren't. We were about 120% overweight getting out here, so I'm going to have to make a storage locker eventually over here to kind of store this stuff. And some of you guys asked me last episode, or not last episode, a couple episodes back when we were looking for the large tanks, because we were going to see if the robot could fill them. The large tanks didn't work. I haven't read the patch notes recently, but they are working on this game very rapidly. So I expect to be able to make that sometime in the near future, but we could try the small one. And I haven't messed with the small one yet. I don't even know what are the requirements for the small one. Small one needs 2 steel, 2 copper, and 1 rubber. We should be able to do that. May not be able to do it today because it's going to require me to go back, but we'll see. And then we need carbon. Now, the nice thing about this, I think, unless I'm mistaken, and I probably am, but I'm almost 100% positive that this is carbon. Yep. And these respawn. I don't know if these respawn every real world day or what, but I do know that they do respawn. So I don't have to worry about not breaking these for whatever reason. They should give me enough. I'm going to go ahead and break this one, then I'll roll down in the pit together, and I'll just roll up down there and get it. Reminds me of sentinel farming on... Whoop, was there one there? Reminds me of sentinel farming on No Man's Sky. There it goes. There we go. How much do we end up with? I think there's some more here. I'm confused. There it goes. Gotcha, bitch. Trying to hide underneath the ground. Nah, man. I will say, in real life, well, again, that's only on Earth. I was going to say, in real life, if you were sitting next to 3 or, well, I guess it's 4 hydrogen vents like this, that's an explosive gas. But then I realized, technically, it's only explosive if, it's in the right situation, in the right environment, the right pressure. Does it have oxygen, et cetera, et cetera, I believe. And I think that's part of the reason we have such a problem with gases here on Earth is we live in a highly flammable, environment, so to speak. Oxygen is very flammable. It's not one of those, nice and lovey-dovey type gases. Oxygen, that's why they say no smoking in hospitals, because you get oxygen in the wrong situation and kaboom. So I don't know if hydrogen in a vacuum by itself is flammable. I'm assuming it's an explosive gas. Hydrogen definitely is not a quote unquote inert gas, so I'm assuming it's still explosive. I think it's kind of like any accelerant that it would burn itself, but under the right conditions, it might be more flammable. I don't know. Some of you guys are going to be gas experts. You're probably going to be you're shaking your head actively at me right now. It's like, oh my God, did he really just say that about hydrogen? I'm going to have to screw this motherfucker. So feel free to drop some science on me. And I don't know what it is about space games that get me all science-y and whatnot, where I want to talk about shit that, usually puts people to sleep in their high school, science classes. But I don't know, when it comes to space and physics and all those things, I enjoy the practical aspects, light speed, quantum physics, gases that can explode and things like that. Under those circumstances, I find that shit interesting. Breaking down the velocity of an object by using formulas and shit like that, I couldn't give less of a fuck. But if we're talking about, a gas actually exploding and things like that, I do find that interesting. Now, you guys can see how much gas I'm getting here, and you guys get kind of a feel for how grindy this is. If we didn't have this forward pace right here, holy shit. I mean, you guys get kind of an idea for how much walking I had to do this. So that's why I'm very, very happy to have gotten this little base right here set up forward. I'm also really happy with Medialock for telling me about the rubber trees, because that's going to save me a hell of a lot of trouble. I guess it would be really nice if I could get that container, that small or even the large container, and then I guess those containers are really only going to be nice if I can hook them up to the laboratory or the laboratory or whatever. If I can hook them up directly to the laboratory so I don't have to actually, put it into barrels, then it would be awesome. But if I have to put it into barrels, then that's going to suck. Because basically all I'm doing is just getting a hydrogen vent that I've already got. So eventually, and by eventually I mean here, probably next episode or the episode after that, we should hopefully have enough plastic in our hands and in our inventory to be able to go through and make our first vehicle. So we're gonna get really, really close. Hopefully, I'm gonna have to make a trek and figure out where lithium and diamond is. I've heard about where they're located, but I'm not entirely sure. Good God, that's 3 runs, and we barely have 32 plastic. So to make this, we need 10 plastic. To make this, we need 2 plastic. To make this, we need, well, we need that cabling thing. If we do furniture here, if I want to make the computer desk, I only need 2. So I'm trying to decide how I want to do this, because I had planned on this being a forward base. And what I mean by that is literally just, this is it. You know, and that's it. I didn't really plan on living here, so to speak. Because, I mean, honestly, other than this, there's just not much here. There's some plutonium over there. There's oxygen. You can't see it, but it's over by that thing right there. Some oxygen there. I still don't know how to make water here. So hopefully that's something we'll figure out a little bit later on, because I have a feeling eventually we're going to run out of water and have to do so. But, yeah. I think this is not too bad. Can we do a switch? There we go. Get our little barrel out. There we go. There we go. That's gonna be our thumbnail for this video. But yeah, I think that's a good stopping spot. We got our forward base going. Next time we're gonna try and get both the computer desk set up and the biology, or the greenhouse. Once we got those 2 set up, we can start possibly growing crops. I don't even know if that's in the game yet. Do you see that moving? What the fuck was that? Whatever it was hauling ass, man. Did I just find my first UFO? Where's Mully and Scolder when we need them? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next clip.